Hello, Frank Shines here with Analytics AIML. I'd like to talk with you about what we're seeing as the next generation of business process management powered by generative AI. Analytics AIML is a partner, a bronze partner with a great company out of New Zealand called ProcessPro. We've been working with them for quite some time, so impressed with their product as we've been using it. We said, listen, we have to become a partner. Let's just show you how this works. Let's suppose we're doing problem solving, like the 5-step design thinking method, and we want to have that process mapped out. You can do the same thing with design controls for your medical device or all the phases for clinical trials in the pharmaceutical industry. You can do the same thing for process steps in manufacturing, from design to ultimately to engineering and production, prototyping, and so forth. So similar types of things can be done with these tools. So you can see that the generation is working, it's loading, and we can see here that it's mapped out across 4 different swim lanes from design team, designer, user, and client. The 5-step design thinking method, each of the steps with the starting point and end point shown by a circle in green and a circle in red. So you can quickly look at your flow. This can be used to train large language models. This can be used to help business people and engineering and tech people speak the same language when you're doing coding and so forth. We'll run this one as well. We'll let that run and we'll see how it's different. Ultimately, once you get this over into ProcessPro, you can see the power of it. Within the ProcessPro system, what we're doing here is we're mapping, in this case, the generative AI lifecycle management method, which is where we use GenAI to automate these forms. The problem we had here is all of these surgeries that take place. Knee surgeries require forms, and then the human tissue is sent out as part of the surgical procedure for different types of forms. It's called allografts that are used with surgery now to make the knee come back stronger and heal faster. So the surgeon performs the surgery, and then all those forms show that the surgeon has completed the surgery on this date with this person. This is critical because if, in fact, we've got a donor of human tissue and there's some sort of problem, and we notice it in the surgical procedure with one patient, we can immediately stop that for all the other patients that might be receiving that human tissue, right? So this is super critical from an FDA regulatory perspective. But what's happening is all these forms are coming in, people have to do all the data entry on them, and they're literally filling up warehouses of information because of retention policies by the government and other regulatory bodies around how long these medical forms have to be retained, right? So there's an effort to try to digitize a lot of these things. And so one of the projects we worked on in the past has been using robotic process automation, mapping out the process and so forth. And what would normally take 90 seconds can be done in about, or sorry, it take about 90 seconds can be done in about 12 seconds. Now with Gen AI, we think we're moving in a direction where it can be done even better and faster. So we can look at the different ways that Gen AI, looking at the Generate Process Pro tool, has worked. And we can see it designed this process with 1, 2, 3, 4, but different steps, slightly different here. We can see that this one it just completed. It mapped it out with a design team and just a project manager. And then we can see another way that this can be done. Working in different companies, this is very common that companies do it in different ways. But obviously, one of the things that we're working on now is we've got a tool that allows us to use RAG and fine tuning to get this to work even better so we can be more consistent and reliable in terms of the process mapping efforts. So now begin to imagine where instead of a bunch of people having to take information out of documents and images and so forth, they can feed that to a model, they can take pictures in the flow of the image in steps, and it will take that information, create your process map for you using robotic process automation combined with generative AI. It'll help you analyze that process. And of course, using these process improvement methods that we've outlined here, whether it's Gen AI lifecycle management or the design thinking method, these different steps can help you to improve the process, automate, improve, and automate so that you've got ongoing process innovation and process intelligence. So we believe that's where things are going. Again, this is Frank Shines and the team with Analytics AIML, revolutionizing revolutionizing how we think about business process management in the age of generative AI. Thank you. Okay. So I have to end this for the recording to download and everything. Does anyone have any other questions? Oh, I forgot we got our 6 o'clock coming up. So, okay. What I can do, Umer, is I can end this just for a moment, and then I'll just restart. That way the recording will get downloaded. We don't lose this information. Okay. So if you want to let Imran and Hina know, I'm going to just restart it.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, thanks everybody.